Yes, as you command. Now, what seems to be the problem?
Let me join the fray.
Who else needs a little pick-me-up?
The battlefield, a state of art.
I come to protect.
Whew. What a tough fight.
Bloom in silence.
This is our victory.
What's happening here? The Dark Forest should be wilder territory, but it's swarming with light bearers everywhere.
Plus, people here seem like they've been wallowing in the mud, all grubby and upset.
Since you have a ship, it's best to depart from here. If there's space on your ship, kindly consider taking these refugees too.
Listen up, Corin, my friend. Regardless of your identities and origins, this place doesn't seem fit for camping. It's pretty damp and cold by the river. You should take everyone to the forest and let my people take good care of them.
Those bunny ears. Are you one of the Wilders?
You bet I am. Thanks to my ears, I was able to hear them say your name.
You lot issued an exclusion edict and are forcing refugees to leave the Dark Forest. I haven't had a chance to sort things out with you. Look at the weak and elderly. Is this the Wilders' way of welcoming guests? What happened to your once peaceful and benevolent demeanor?
Hold on. What exclusion edict?
Enough talk. I am taking them into the forest, no matter what it takes.
Let me join the fray.
The battlefield, a state of art.
Whew. What a tough fight.
I'm right over here.
This is akin to priceless art.
Ouch! My arm.
You're injured? That shouldn't be. My blade hasn't even touched you.
Oh my, you're hurt. How about listening first before diving into action?
A sword wielder, two talking hamsters, and you. Who are you all, really? What are you going to do about that exclusion edict? Even if that bunny-eared boy gets in, the Wilders will still drive you guys out. Because you are all outsiders in the eyes of the Wilders, just like us.
Mr. Corin, we were invited to come down from Hollystone to help with some small problems in the forest. If I still can't gain your trust, here's my Heroic Order emblem. And as for these few... This is my friend and his hamster familiars. As you can see, he is a great mage.
You don't have to tell me. I learned that well a moment ago. Now that you've introduced yourselves, here's the story. These refugees from the Remnant Peaks had their village attacked by golems. They've come to the Dark Forest seeking help. They also sought help from Hollowstone, but something odd occurred there and their pleas went unanswered. Forced to flee, they've ended up here.
Well, talk about coincidence. We happen to be the ones involved in the Hollowstone incidents.
What? You?
No, don't get me wrong. What I meant to say is that's too bad. If you go to Hollowstone now, I'm sure those soldiers would be willing to take you in.
These refugees have faced hardships on their journey, with many being elderly or disabled. Now, with ships to and from the Dark Forest widely suspended, they can't leave immediately. You just arrived here from Hollowstone. I understand that you may not be familiar with the forest's expulsion of refugees. Sorry for my impulsive behavior earlier. A very simple and cruel order. Non-wilders are strictly forbidden from entering the forest. Those who enter and stay are promptly expelled without question.
Unbelievable! The Dark Forest has always been a welcoming place for friends from afar, particularly around the docks where there are camps for traders and travelers.
You are half right. Those camps have indeed been a lifesaver, sparing the refugees from rough nights after a long journey. But the exclusion edict is also true.
I don't understand. Why are my people blaming the humans for the corruption? I guess I've been away from home for too long.
Something seems off. How about we have Lorson lead us to the forest and see for ourselves? Just standing around won't help. Let's go investigate further into the corruption and the exclusion edict.
Let me lead the way. I need to know what's the deal with this exclusion edict.
Let me join the fray.
Yes, as you command. Now, what seems to be the problem? Just as I expected.
Mr. Corin, are there any ships at the dock?
No, there are only a few half-dilapidated ships. I met a wilder who's willing to help, so maybe with his support I can go into the forest and talk things over with the person in charge. Once the edict is lifted, you'll be free to enter the forest and recuperate. Is little Jonathan's fever down?
He's fine now. All thanks to the herbs you found. Since there's still hope of getting into the forest, I will stay here a little longer and do my best to take care of everyone.
Miss, I noticed there are still quite a few elderly people and kids in the tents. Are only a few of you taking care of this big camp?
When the golems attacked our village, the men insisted on having the elderly and children evacuate first, so only the mothers came along.
We need someone to stay here and ensure their safety. Considering their shortage of supplies and manpower, leaving them here could put them in danger. Whether it's lifting the exclusion edict or removing the corruption, there's no time to lose. I will stay here. Mr. Corrin, Lorson, and you, please head to the forest first. I'll use carrier pigeons to contact General Hogan, see if he can send ships to escort the refugees back to Hollowstone. Sorry, allow me to go back on my word for the sake of protecting these poor folks.
The heroic order truly lives up to the ideals of justice and bravery. Balin, I'm counting on you to protect Clementine and the rest. Don't worry. Anyone who dares to lay a finger on the Magister shall face my spear first.